Take a look at their map pick first.
Alrighty, Sprout managed to upset Furia earlier on in Challenger Valencia, but now they find themselves on the verge of elimination here. They have to defeat 00Nation in order to secure their spot in the playoffs. And the same goes for, of course, 00Nation, who were victorious against Furia as well. 2-0, surprisingly, as Furia did not pick up a single map in Challenger Valencia. Lato going to be watching here towards long A with the USP. And he is peeking back and forth, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Sprout, who have taken the space, and three-man peek pays off. Slacks gets the headshot onto Lato, and they're just going to push up here, throwing across smoke, a lone smoke, because that's all they've got. That means there's going to be a gap in the left side. Trying to capitalize here, but he cannot get anything, and this could be a bomb plant, almost certainly, for Sprout.
Oh, there was an opportunity there for Stare on the flank, but he squanders it. Shoots on away, gives away his position, and now he's getting hounded down. 00Nation just want to keep him contained and instead look to fight towards the site. Three men on the anchor, one towards long, a player at car trying to support his teammate on the site. This rolls. Tough position for him to be in here. Swing forward. It was a good flash, but no connections onto the heads. His Slacks now wide out in the open. Needs a kill. And again, cannot get it. Stare is here, but the rotation is late and the time is ticking down. The jumping shot to get the first man off of that defuse. They need to stick things now. Dumao needs to hold this, and I just don't think
have it.
There's enough time.
They got pulled off of it. Well played by Sprout there in the post plant. Even though they lose the first body right at the beginning, they're still able to pull it back and keep 00Nation guessing as to the location of the last two members. Nicely done.
Good work out of them to get things started in towards their favor. At the side of 00Nation, they will be able to have a pretty solid investment in towards this second round. A scout for try. Famas up for cold. Slack's trying to hold this cross out towards mid as long presence is purely priority for Sprout, but same can be said of 00Nation. Three players are here ready. You see Taco at range as well, ready to support with that deagle. Lotto's on the anti-flash and try. It's a ringer of a shot they want to try and punish this. Are they aware of how heavy this setup is now? They have to be, but it might just be too late. Try connecting on towards a second, but well done to Sprout. They deny the setup.
What an effort, though, by Try. He gets two there with the scout and also tags Lonks down to 10, but it's just not enough for 00Nation to at least be able to stave off Sprout for the time being. 3v2 in favor of Sprout, who are trying to make their way back into long. Taco is the lone defender here as they've decided to spread out their forces, one on A and one on B. Taco doesn't realize they're creeping up towards long, and as soon as he peeks out, Spady's got a bullet right for his head. Dumao, the last one standing in a 1v3.
Does he even want to make a commitment here? Full head armor, that deagle would be nice to have in towards the next round, and that does appear to be the decision there. Sprout converting pretty solidly here. Again, like you said, credit to Try in dealing the damage. It was the right read from 00Nation. Send a heavy force over towards long. I think the contact play was good, but unfortunately the flash not quite connecting on the players from Sprout that were swung on out. So the punish was there quite swiftly.
Yeah. Round is just going to end like this, it seems. Dumao going to save the deagle. Probably not going to get any opportunities at exits, and Sprout is just going to bunch up towards long A. So that's going to be a second for Sprout. A player to keep an eye out for on the Sprout side. On this T side is probably Stare, who throughout the two maps they've played here so far has 34% of the attempts on entries and a 41.26% success rate, and he averages 0.14 kills per round on entries, which is pretty darn good.
We'll be looking towards him for some of those early round situations, but for the side of Sprout, they have a pretty easy one ahead of them here. Just the pistols coming out from 00Nation. The only real risk factor in this round is the overwhelming force of the USP's rushing mid, or maybe something out of Dumao's dig, as the Molly will be disrespected. Everyone running their way on up, but Spitty already has the information. You see the reaction out of Sprout is just take fast control over towards A long, get that bomb planted as soon as possible, and just spray away on the players trying to flank on through. Quite a few dinks connecting onto Spitty, but he'll convert it regardless.
Spitty and Slacks, a bit of a smile on Spitty's face, like, wow, I am glad I did not go down there. Keeps the rifle, builds up the economy, and 3-0 lead in favor of Sprout. But let's highlight a player here on the 00Nation side now. Dumao over the maps they've played here at Challenger Valencia. Top frag for his squad with 72 frags and a 1.53 ADR. Impact rating 1.51 and 93.6 ADR overall. He has been a monster, as has been the case for him throughout the past few months on both Godsend and now 00Nation.
Yeah, Dumao has always been a standout player. Like you said, even going back to the days when this roster was Godsend.
Yeah.
I think really solid on that rifle for sure.
It's actually crazy how good he is. He's only 18 years old, and it doesn't even feel like he's hit his ceiling yet.
I mean, a lot of young players in the server, too, 17-year-olds over on the Sprout side.
Yeah.
I mean, these Challenger events are kind of a great example of some of the talent we have across a couple different scenes here with some kind of young European guns as well as 00Nation coming over from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
In this round, though, we do get our first look at the rifles for 00Nation. And coldzera, creating some space, he's walked his way in towards the lower tons and found quite a bit of information towards B. As a result, Try will post this AWP over towards the catwalk. Pressure being applied by Sprout from top mid, but again, the real brunt of the force is over towards Long Lotto and Taco. The two who will have to receive this play, and there's plentiful utility to find that cross, but actually not smoked, instead just flashes. Nice fight. Taco down for nothing, and Lotto now the man who has to anchor the smoke to give him some space, some time to play with. And this one with the blinds again are excellent. This util from Sprout has been perfection. Is now only 2 men left remaining, and both spotted out by Rolls. From his playing in mid, re-smoke coming over towards Cat. I don't even know if you go for this for 00Nation. 1 smoke, that's all that's left in the belt. Probably saving the high CV play here, but Sprout in a position where they could even go back. Slacks could double through and hunt this if he wanted. 7K in the bank account.
Coldzera and Dumao just going to save the A1Ss, and yeah, the bank account keeps on building for Sprout. All 5 alive in the previous one. 4 will likely survive here unless one of them dies in the chase. And you see Slacks, he's tapping away. He's trying to find that frag onto what was Dumao. Now Coldzera is going to try and peek and have a fight, but timing works out in, I guess, both players' favor because neither of them spot each other out. Stair's going for a fight here, but at the end of the day, yeah, Stair will go down to Dumao. So 1 less player on Sprout. They're not too fussed. I mean, they got plenty of money, like we mentioned. So it's going to be a 4th round picked up and a 5th that they'll be able to invest into quite heavily.
Oh, Nation taking a timeout early in this one, losing out on that first rifle round. Want to reconcile not only what they're going to be bringing into this one through that economy, but also what their strategy will be. Thus far, Sprout is 4 for 4 on fighting for that long control. It's a big priority for them in the early round, and thus far, it's been taken every single time.
I love that caption, Lord. Let it grow. Sprout original seed was founded in 2017, and Spitty has been on the roster ever since. That's crazy.
He's just the spider that's been riding on this plant all the time that it's been growing away.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable that he's been part of this squad for so long. 5 years now, right? Yeah,
something along those lines. I mean, the leader who is just stuck by this team. So many promising players in and out of this roster throughout its history. And you can again see some of those players maybe finding their debut on Sprout is towards mid. Try gets tagged. Cold will follow that one up. Quite an aggressive play out of him on the A1S. Quick push forward. Dumao there in a supportive element. I don't know if Slacks was spotted out, but Cold has an idea of it. He's wrapping back towards the spawn side. Stair, is he aware? Absolutely not. Util in hand. coldzera takes him down. I know, a smoke to find support. This guy needs to be unentrenched. If Cold survives in this position, the round's probably just over. He has a crossfire even due to that smoke being bloomed towards top mid, and Slacks is just hoping that Cold will make a mistake and over-aggress.
Timeout called, and off of that, 00Nation get the opening 2 frags. Spitty looking to spot out Cold. They all know he's here, so they're going to try and surround him and at least ensure this goes down to a 4v3, but not if Cold has anything to say about it. He's going to try and get the frag before he falls. Great Molotov thrown to put the pressure on, and indeed, the numbers will be dwindled here for 00Nation, but not at the cost of a little bit of HP for Spitty. Rawls looking up Cat with the AK in hand, and they're going to slowly but surely move their way up mid. Is there a smoke? There is. A couple, in fact. In fact, all 3 of them having smokes available, so you think they're going to smoke off this cross. They don't need to. They dry peek it. Rawls gets the headshot onto Lato, and now moves his way up to a soft B site. Only 1 player there for 00Nation.
Yes, this is a great play out of Taco. He'll press forward, claim the space that he knows has been left. Patience on the initial shot, trying to fell Rawls from midair, but They won't connect in this one. Now this retake's going to be really difficult. Absolutely no utility for the CTs. Only this one rifle in the hands of Dumao, and Sprout already established in towards a good post. They have a player tucked towards truck, 2 still on the site, and rolls on the anti-flash in close. 00Nation considering their options in this one. They do have that kid on Taco, so a bit of a backup here. Try on 1 HP. He'll be the first to face that scout, hoping for a tag, a shot, anything to do, but it's the off instead to find it. And Dumao, just no opportunity. No util, worse guns. You're not winning that on the B retake.
Yeah, they're just trying to work with what they brought into the round, and of course, it was just technically an eco round.
Yeah.
So they hoped that they could do something on that retake, but at the end of the day, nothing at all. At least they get 2 frags in the early goings, but Sprout continued to maintain a firm grasp on this map so far with that 5-0 lead, and Rawls with the 2K in that round. Here comes 00Nation with the double op setup, and I mean, they have so many guys who can op well. Taco's pretty good with it, Lato, Dumao, and of course Try, but Dumao, who peeks around, gets actually fragged through the smoke. Timing shot there from Slacks, dealing the killing blow and the opening frag into the round. Dumao is typically, of course, the secondary opper now for the 00Nation squad, and Spitty does get another one before Lato can respond and find the A1S headshot onto Spitty.
Lato still in towards the pit. Molly's trying to pressure him out, but now he's known and the util raining in. Good flashes. Lato forced on this reload try. That missed shot should just lose him the round. Unfortunate. Those two needed something out of the double setup, but now it's a 4 versus 1 for coldzera. He's recovered the op. Gap in the smoke. Can't find it on towards the first shot. Would take a nutty shot to connect, or maybe not. If lauNX just peeks straight into things, that does confirm the position to Cold. And as we've been highlighting, Sprout's money is so good, why not try and take this weapon away?
Yeah, coldzera is going to make it very, very difficult, though, as he finds the headshot onto Slacks. And at this point, you're Sprout, yeah, you have the money, but the chase might not be the wisest decision, but they're still going to have a peek prod around here. coldzera misses the shot, goes down to 45. They're not able to punish with the kill, but I would imagine that Cold has thought, okay, well, I've been tagged down now. I need to be a little more careful, but Stair's got the audio cues. He knows Cold is here. Cold gets a chance to peek back around, misses the quick peek and the shot, and now goes for the no-scope. It's not going to connect. Bold there from Cold, but Stair will punish, and that's another round on, excuse me, another round on the board for Sprout. That overtime is still hitting me here.
Still hitting you a little bit.
Yeah.
Understandable, understandable. I think that first shot wasn't actually timing through the smoke. If I'm recalling correctly, I think Dumao was trying to boost up over that and got punished. Again, it was 00Nation trying to be proactive, make a new play to shut things down, similar to that aggressive top mid round we saw, but again, denied. And here they're back on towards the eco. Double op setup, not finding them success.
coldzera coming through here with the deagle in hand. Flashbang going to be thrown in his direction. Not really going to blind him, but again, 00Nation on a limited buy-up because they've been on save after save due to the fact that Sprout continue punishing them on their full-on buy-up. Spitty looking to peek around here. Lato this time has the scouts, so does Try. And Try was very successful at long A before. This time he's trying his luck towards mid, and he's actually going to push out. Lato connects on the head of Spitty, and that's a great opener for 00Nation to find. The second is a tag right before the flash is thrown, so a bit of a mistimed jump there by Slacks. Need to wait a little bit longer for the flash to pop.
This position from Cold could be big. He's kind of peeking past Catwalk, ensuring no one rotates back through mid, so he has Sprout locked in towards his play, and Try has things locked down towards long. Another shot connecting.
I mean, at this point, if you're Sprout, do you just fall back and give up long A? No, they want to fight into it, Mimi.
They do. Long's already up. Try now under pressure, and yeah, not going to be able to get anything done. The angle's too close for that scout to get more, but coldzera with the deagle was maybe looking for something spicy, not to be, as Dumao now in the 1 versus 2. Not the most unwinnable of circumstances, but the player towards car timing. Peek back towards long. Long's now holding on the line. Dumao expects it, but unable to find the head. The flawless streak continues for Sprout.
Yeah, and 00Nation, at least they're making these light buy-ups interesting, right?
Sure.
With the scout shots, Dumao and Try combining there for a couple. But at the end of the day, I kind of like the decision from Sprout, right? You say, look, you gain that space. They don't want to give any confidence over to 00Nation. They say, you are not able to hold on to long A. We are going to power our way through and get past this, because going to B site might be considered a retreat, might be considered a small victory for 00Nation in the round. So I like the decision. They want to insert their dominance into this map, and Slacks now going to fall off of that attempted hit towards long. Good utility usage by 00Nation there with the Molotovs and now the smoke and the nade.
Try holding towards mid. Here's these footsteps flash across. He's good, damaged. Still an opportunity for another shot here, but again, this util goes in deep, and now Sprout open to the idea of the split in towards B. Again, it falls just to one player. Not Taco, coldzera instead in this round. dumao, is he considering making a play through it here? He's found a gap. Inching forward, Speedy, close corner, bad timing.
Yeah.
Util in hand, the smokes have faded, and now that advantage that was momentarily held by Sprout stolen away. If they had just split that in towards a B hit, it would have been one man alone to hold, but still don't know that. They're still unaware, lacking information for this T side.
Oh, good flashbang thrown there. dumao, full blind, has to fall off, and there's another flash that'll come through. He dodges that and manages to come around the corner to take down Rawls. Second frag for dumao. He's looking for the third, realizing the push is coming into the B site. Lots of pressure onto Cole, but the reinforcements are here in time, and the utility isn't for Sprout. They're going to have to dry peek this. Slacks manages to get the headshot onto Taco through the wall. What? A jumping AK shot from Stair. Unbelievable onto Cole. 3v3. And they've got control of the B site with that. dumao's trying to peek back into it from window, but I cannot believe Stair hit that shot.
I am floored. I mean, he's given Cole a little bit of his own medicine there.
I need to see that again.
Just, I mean, we saw that happen just the other day with the AK. I'm still shocked. I am still shocked from that one. And 00Nation surely reeling as well. All their util was used on holding that space out toward mid. They're forced to concede. Yeah, give me a replay, please.
For a second, I was doubting it. I was like, someone else hit that shot. There's no way he hit that in midair. So
it just feels bad, man, for coldzera. I feel like he didn't really do anything wrong there. He's just peacefully trying to hold his angle, and a falling AK kills him.
Something you see with a MAC-10, not necessarily an AK. And Try will get a consolation prize onto longs, but wow. Talked about those Stair entries, but
okay, here it is.
That's more than just.
What?
Oh my
that's
goodness.
That's so gross. It looks like he counter strikes him, and
that shot was crazy too.
Oh my God, Slacks is farming here with the AWP.
I mean, everyone is connecting for Sprout. It even looked, I mean, it didn't just look, it was 00Nation with the advantage there, 5v3, and Sprout just managed to power their way into that B site with crazy shot after crazy shot. All right, that's a little unlucky for 00Nation, but Sprout definitely going to be happy with that result as they've already taken the half, denying 00Nation a single round.
What a well-timed swing. What a bad spray. Okay.
I guess, you know, the Counter-Strike gods have to balance things out, right? He got the jumping AK headshot, but now he has to whiff the spray.
All good. All is right in the world for but a moment. Lato survives on 1 HP. 00Nation will pull Trizot back from the catwalk to make sure that nothing is happening fast towards a safe site, but not to be. Instead, Sprout working back towards B. They've lost control in upper tons. dumao is in a forward position here, but off the timing, he'll concede it. Minute left on the clock. They'll leave coldzera down towards the lower tons and actually re-push dumao in. He was just trying to make sure no one had timing them out towards mid. This position could end it. It could be a crossfire between dumao and Colden, but he's just not watching for it. 2 kills. Free for dumao.
I don't know if they're coming back from this one now. dumao has been, again, the key piece for 00Nation with those 8 frags, and we thought the previous round would be their first on the board. This one, you have to imagine, is going to be converted. And yeah, Try finds Slacks trying to peek around there, leaving only Long standing in a 1v5. He doesn't have the bomb. He's trying to go back to get it, gets digged down by the FAMAS, and eventually he's going to get ticked down to 0. All 5 players left alive for 00Nation. They convert after that crazy round going the way of Sprout.
Yeah, a few missed opportunities there from Sprout. If Stair's able to get that kill and just explode up towards long, maybe we look at something a little bit different, but it happens sometimes. It was round reliance on that individual play, failed, and then just well read from 00Nation. And I believe that's actually the 2nd or 3rd time that they've made those pushes in towards upper tons, and this time it gets a reward.
Really?
Lower third guy's reaching at this point.
All right.
You know what, Kruger? the same last name. He's a scary guy.
Sure.
It's not even spelled the same. Uh-oh, auto disconnect warning. Looks like we might have a technical pause coming through. Hopefully this time the internet has survived at Valencia, and it's just a bit of a pause. We're not sure entirely what's happening. We'll get you guys an update as soon as possible, but well, we have the moment to chat. I mean, it's really celebrating the round for 00Nation. They've picked one up, have that op still in the hands of Try. It's been really big for them, so it's going to be nice, and it's going to be, I guess, the question of can they continue to convert off that momentum?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for 00Nation, right? Like you were saying, like the fact that they get that first round on the board, and I think that obviously they need a lot more than that. Sprout already with a very good T side. Look, I don't know. It's nice to see them at least pick up a round, but I feel like Sprout have really thought this through in terms of the map they wanted to pick. Perhaps that interview that occurred earlier on was a bit of deception on their part before the vetoes came through, trying to say, oh, we didn't watch the matches. Yeah, okay. I'm sure they did all their research and they knew exactly what they wanted to pick. When this veto came through, it was a bit of a surprise. It was not the standard of fare, especially considering that, a Sprout had the Vertigo pick come through at the end too, like that was left over. So there's a lot of thought that went into this.
Yeah, and it looks like players are still disconnected from the server. I know we were suffering some internet issues yesterday, so I don't know exactly what is up. Again, that update will come through to you folks at home as soon as we can possibly get it. But again, yeah, I think that this Dust2 pick thus far, obviously it's working out pretty well for Sprout in the early days of this T side. But I think if you're a 00Nation, you're not expecting this out of the veto. I think it's something that Sprout very intentionally, even if, one of their players wasn't watching the VODs, they came in ready with an idea of where 00Nation wanted to play this one. And thus far, this kind of trap play is working really well.
Yeah, they planned it out. There's no doubt about it. And so far, their plan is going to expectation here on Dust2 while we sort out these technical issues, guys. But a player to highlight, another one to highlight on Sprout, is lauNX. We talked about the younger players. He is one of them at 17 years old so far in only 2 maps played, not including the Dust2, of course, that we're watching right now. 36 frags on the board for him, 1.09 KDR, but the more impressive stat, 1.17 impact. He has been very critical for them in clutch situations.
Yeah, absolutely. Big moments from him and from quite a few players in the server. It does sound like the tech issue is going to be taking a little bit of time. Sounds like Darth Mike actually dropped the Hummer hammer onto the Ethernet cable at Valencia, so we are going to go make him fix that, figure everything out. We'll get you guys back into the action for ESL Challenger Valencia on the other side of this break.
Felt so right with you, I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too, I'm gonna hold on to you. Kick back, relax, there's no rush in wrapping things up for good. Feels like you're my first crush back then in the neighborhood. Higher, we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher, we fly, desire these moments just with you. With you, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh. Never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you, hold on. I can't believe it's all true. Whenever you touch my hair, I'm feeling closer to you. Nothing else can compare. And higher we fly, admire the beautiful things you do. And higher we fly, desire felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you. Hold on. Hope you feel the same way too. I'm gonna hold on to you.
Is it wrong of me to think of you all the time? Even though I'm with somebody new every night. And I pray, and I pray, and I pray that you feel the same way. Is it wrong of me to think of you all the time? Even though I'm with somebody new every night. And I pray, and I pray, and I pray that you feel the same way. I don't know what you're thinking, but my mind is full of fear. 'Cause I felt this world without you. I feel safer when you're here. It's been a couple months now, feels like time's been moving slow. And I can't tell where my head's at, so can you let me know? Is it wrong of me to think of you all the time? Even though I'm with somebody new every night. And I pray, and I pray, and I pray that you feel the same way.
Welcome back to the action here at ESL Challenger Valencia. Looks like all our issues are sorted out. A brief break for the internet, for the technology to get back in working order. But Sprout now leading 9-1 against 00Nation on their map choice of Dust2. We'll have to see how this first half comes to a conclusion as we hop back in.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are eager to get back to it. But to note, I'm pretty sure, unless this is related to the tech issue, it looks like Sprout did manage to get a 9th on the board.
I think it was 8-1.
Yeah, it was 8-1, yeah.
It could be a tech issue, could be that we still need a matchmaker back in, but it looks like we're going live. So I'd imagine that is the case. Always unfortunate if we do have to... Oh, never mind. Maybe we're lying to you guys. We might still have another second before this one actually gets back into things here. Hopefully that isn't the case. But while we wait, why don't we chat a little bit about how this first half went thus far? Because, I mean, Dust2, not a pick we were expecting out in this series. Sprout go for it and start very dominantly.
Yeah, absolutely. They did their research. Obviously, they looked at the maps that both Godsend and 00Nation have played lately and realizing this is the Godsend core, both in leadership and, of course, in most of their players. They said, look, they don't play Dust2 very often. We feel like we have a huge edge, even though it's not necessarily our best map. And they jump into this one and dominate from the get-go. Indeed, it was a round victory to get that 9th, isolating the 1 from 00Nation, which is surprising because 00Nation looked like they finally got their ducks in a row on the defensive end. They had all 5 players surviving. And then at the end, I believe from the information I'm getting that it was Slack, Spitty, and Stare who were remaining standing. So 3 players left, and 00Nation just couldn't deal with the push that they brought on. In fact, it was a bomb explosion that ended it.
Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. I'm not sure if it was kind of the case where damage already happened or if that round fully came to the conclusion.
Yeah.
Obviously, won't get answers on that. But I think as a whole, for Sprout, a player that I wanted to talk about, I know you were kind of highlighting some of the guys before the break, but Slack has been excellent thus far. I think on that AWP on the T side, he's found a lot of effect, especially because the default on this map for Sprout is very much kind of dedicated around creating that space towards A long, and he's gotten a lot of those critical early kills.
Yeah, Slax's op stats, in fact, coming into Challenger Valencia are pretty impressive. If you look over the last month, in fact, 452 op frags and 62% of his frags coming from the AWP. That's 0.42 op frags per round, just so you guys have some context. Anything above 0.4 op frags per round is very, very good.
Yeah, very high out of him. He is very strong when that weapon is in hands. And I think oftentimes you see some players, fall off a little bit when you're switching to that CT to T side. It hasn't really been the case for him whatsoever in this series, just starting fiery. You even saw earlier in the just before they were able to win a round, actually, 00Nation decided to try and pull out that double up setup. Didn't really work too well for them. Again, it was one of those rounds where Sprout managed to shut down. And I think what's been impressive beyond just kind of those like default long takes into an A hit that we've seen many a time from them and have been very effective in some of these mid-round situations, they're still coming out on top. 2 rounds where they early aggress towards long, then kind of late round double back mid, finish towards B, and they're still finding the effect there. I think the calling has really been on point from Spitty.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say the exact same thing. I mean, they've done a good job falling back, like you were saying, and not over-committing themselves. I also like the call when they weren't falling back and decided to fully commit down long and send it on forward to say, look, we're already here. We've got the positioning. Let's enforce our will on this round, and that's what they did.
That is, okay, that is actually incredibly real. I was just looking at the logo for 00Nation. I believe it is right up there on the stage. Actually, that's the older one. The new one looks pretty much like the Cool Math Games logo. It's like circle, text across it. Very interesting redesign. I mean, we even have players on 00Nation acting like it's like some secret society. Taco doesn't even, he can't even legally tell us what this means.
I'm looking it up as we speak, because I've never heard about this.
You've never heard of Cool Math Games?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, I guess you're showing your age, unfortunately, here, John. That is like,
am I showing my age?
Like
it's from the
childhood
90s.
For most people. No, it's not from the 90s. It's like
it said 90s.
Early to mid 2000s. Like I grew up with like Cool Math Games on the computer at school. If you're like goofing off in class, in the computer lab, you're going on Cool Math Games. You're running it up on some Bloxor.
Okay, I'm from the era that played Flash games when we were trying to.
Well, I mean, it's like a website for Flash games, but we'll leave that all aside for the moment.
I went to a different site then.
We're running it up in the server. Sprout versus 00Nation. We're back into the action, and Rawls starts things strong.
All right, Taco going to throw that nade on forward, and there's Slax again getting the op into play. Dumao and Taco both on notice. Dumao trying to throw some utility, but as soon as he pulls out his gun, stares around that corner to drop him to the ground. They've got full control of mid and the B site. 00Nation probably just going to pull the plug at this point and go for the save because they are completely out of position.
Yeah, B site's lost, and this is what we're talking about during the break. Very similar in that it's the take a little bit of mid control, pressure those players on the rotate, get plant down towards B, and just close things out. And what's even better about this round for Sprout is Speedy's in a great position to hunt.
Spitty just biding his time, waiting here. I mean, eventually the rest of his team is going to join up here, and they're going to trap the 00Nation members in. Cold might hunt a little bit. No, he just wants to see if anyone was hiding behind the box here in Longhouse. Spitty peeking around. Does he get the information? He might now. He's got the teammates pushing in. There's one, but only one for Cold. Longs takes him down, and there goes Taco as well. Sprout adding salt to the wound here for 00Nation, who can't even save what they had in that round into the next.
That is a tough one to lose, especially in the fashion which they did so. Sprout early space towards mid, get the opening kill barely, just like, what, 10 seconds into the round, get a reply towards long, punish their aggression the 00Nation was going for off of losing that player. Again, I think that the reaction was correct from OO-Nation, but Sprout just in a position to shut down. Okay, Try, what a shot. Dumao eats the tag from the op through the wall, but Try has the reply.
Wow, just strafing on past. That's the advantage of the Scout. You get so much more speed than the AWP, and if you're good with your headshots, well, that's the result, of course. Rawls is going to get tagged down to 7, trying to go for that peek towards long A, and now Spitty's looking for the space into mid, and he's got it for free. They're not going to expect this one, and of course, it is just a light buy coming through for 00Nation as he's going to smoke off CT. Spitty looking around, Cold also with him, with the Scout. And 00Nation appear to be poised to greet these Sprout players that are coming towards mid and the B site. Dumao waiting patiently. Good flashbang thrown, but it's not enough. Spitty gets the frag onto Dumao. Try only gets one as his teammates fall onto this B site. It has been taken. The smoke is good, but before it blooms, Taco picks up an AK and takes down Stair. Round far from over.
Well, Rawls has the position, though. Great shot onto Lato. Needs a little more. His health so incredibly low, but Lonks on the swing. Shuts things down. Excellent attempt out of lauNX on that eco. Some nice shots hit by Try, but lauNX holds strong. The late lurk playing through mid, and then the just willingness to continue to take those fights. Wins with that right now. That is a nasty one.
Yeah, that opener was just ridiculous. Worth watching twice.
Okay, that's how he got the second one also.
Through the smoke. The scouts singing for him in that round, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for 00Nation to secure the round. It was lonks at the end with the AK spread down. Still, 00Nation didn't bring much into that round. They made a lot of noise, so it's good at least to pump themselves up a little bit despite the scoreline being very lopsided at this point. Spitty is going to go out here, and he's going to spam through the smoke, connects onto Lato, unbeknownst to him, getting him down to 54 HP, continues to try and spray him down, but also making sure that no one's trying to hide in this smoke. Oh, that's a great Molotov thrown behind the double doors there towards long side, and eventually he realizes obviously no one's there, and he will just be content to hang around here as he did a couple of rounds ago.
Some good util usage to clear out that space, but it will, of course, just be the one player over towards long. For the first time this half, really, be actually the early destination. I don't think we've actually ever seen Sprout fight for upper tons control in the early round. It's only ever been kind of late round double backs to find the space. I mean, you can see why. The stall factor, great for lauNX. Rawls just swings through a smoke there and dies out to Taco. I'm not sure if it was maybe a flash that didn't quite connect or just a bit of a miscommunication. Either way, lauNX will take that advantage of resmoking towards mid, but Catwalk now the destination for Sprout.
Try is waiting here with the big green this time. And he's got the support. coldzera in the meantime takes down Spitty, who was trying to work his way up mid, and now that makes it very tough for Sprout. They've got 3 players there on Cat, but they've only got a Molotov left. They're trying to go for a boost over the smoke. Doesn't work out. Taco gets the free shots onto Slacks, can't finish him off, and ends up going down. Hold the phone. Now some space gained for Sprout. Try's gonna have to be big. He's got the support coming up, but it's from CT. Needs to hit this shot. Misses. That could lead to a plant here, but he does connect onto Stair. Dumao swings around, finds himself Slacks, longs the last one standing, tries to clutch it out, and can't. Dumao secures the round, but a bomb plant is conceded.
Still, that is an excellent round for Dumao, and at this point, you will take what you can get if you are Sprout. They try and change up, or excuse me, if you are lauNX. Sprout's already gotten quite a lot. They're already rich with these rounds.
They're doing
and
well.
yeah, they change up their kind of default in that early round. They switch things over to early presence towards speed. Doesn't really work out for them, and then, yeah, it was just a flash, maybe a little bit mistimed, not connecting on towards Taco in that anchor position in mid, and it works out. Nice retake in the end out of Dumao as well.
Yeah, it could have gone worse, right, with Try missing that first shot, but he makes up for it in spades and finds the follow-up and sets up Dumao for that swing around from CT towards ramp. So there's our nation. Happy to have found a second round, building off that that previous moral victory, so to speak, when they got a few frags with a very limited buy-up.
Yeah, we've been waiting to see one of those moments out of Dumao so much in that match against Furia, in which he was able to step up, win rounds for this team, and we get to see one of those opportunities now. Another bit of a pivot in the hold for lauNX. This time, both coldzera and Taco crossed forward for mid, but Taco will soon be smoked off of this one, and Rawls already pressing forward for some space. Flash forward, Cold finds information, no kill off of it though, as Sprout once again applying pressure back towards the catwalk. They have plenty of options in this mid round, still 1:20 left, but lauNX not conceding a kill.
Good utility usage there by 00Nation, throwing the nades on over, getting Stair and Slacks down to 72 and 56 HP respectively. Now they're going to throw that smoke to perhaps give the indication that they're going to go to A, but I think they're only going to leave one player here. A frag here for Stair would be big. A nade comes in and connects him down, gets him down to 35, but he is still going to hold his spot here. Looks like the other two are falling back and going towards long. They want to try and get this long control, but it's not going to be easy, especially with Lato posted up close there.
Try holding on towards the angle as well. He's first point of contact. Lato can fight off of that. The bait setup, powerful jump across. Flashes, they're good, you're right. And now Lato has his moment to shine. First one on towards the man, swinging past the blue dumpster. Needs a bit more though, or maybe it'll be Taco instead. He'll take a double. Fast rotations from that player in mid. Hacks for one, but again, the instantaneous trade back on towards his teammates. So alone now towards long. Lato in a position to deny. Really well set up round there from 00Nation.
Yeah, it was a great read. They obviously realized what was happening before it actually went down, and they rotated 3 players down towards long A. Already had the 2-man crossfire. The third was just icing on the cake, and that was all that was needed, as 00Nation going to get a third for themselves, at least a bit of a rally here towards the end of the half. We'll see if they can convert onto the fourth to make this one a little more respectable. Slacks, spots out the head, but can't hit the shot. Very tough to hit that with only a millisecond almost to react, as now Dumao is going to be looking here into the upper tunnels with the AK, and he just falls back here as Sprout are taking their time trying to get some space on the map. As of right now, 3 players in the tunnels, 2 outside of long, and that's where the bomb is as well.
Just the deagle for Stare. He'll hold space in towards mid, and 00Nation actually have a different setup again towards long. Lato tucked in towards the corner. This is another one of those bait and switch setups. They'll opt to break contact, and then Taco and Lato to swing off of it. Nice nade from Try, but again, Lato was there the whole time. It doesn't really matter that the upper falls. However, implications are stronger if one of these CTs dies on this B site. Only 2 in defense, and Taco a missed opportunity with the AWP. Dumao needs to convert off of that one. Smoke now covers the cross, but Cold on the site has done well to try and anchor things down. The bomb is still on an island over towards long. That's where Lato is hiding, waiting. He does not know about the bomb, but he can at the very least hear these footsteps and look to deny the space.
Sprout, 33 seconds left on the clock, and Lato's got a perfect lineup. He's gonna get nothing. Slacks hits the headshot with the op, but time is ticking away. Taco's got the angle with the big green on his side. They bait out the shot and hit the headshot onto him. 2v2, 20 seconds left now. They have to be quick, only one smoke. Use the Molotov to prevent anyone from pushing up, and lonX makes it past. He's got the bomb, trying to plant it here. The nade is out. Can it connect for the frag? No, just short. 3 HP. Finally, the headshot comes through from coldzera. Slacks the last one standing, and Dumao drops him. 00Nation saved the day, but a heroic effort coming through from Sprout.
Yeah, excellent work from them. Sprout, they start so incredibly strong. They pull such a massive lead, but 00Nation, we saw signs of life at the end of that half. We'll have to see if they can continue that. Maybe rally us to a comeback here on Dust2 as we return from the break.
And if I met you in the middle, babe, would you give me all your love? Come and meet me in the middle, babe, and I give you all of my heart. And if I met you in the middle, babe, would you give me all your love? 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 Come and meet me in the middle, babe, and I'll give you all of my heart. And if I meet you in the middle, babe, would you give me all your love? Would you give me all your love? Would you give me all your love?
ESL Challenger Valencia returns with Sprout up 11-4 in the half here on Dust2.
Yeah, great job by Sprout to get off to that commanding lead, but once it hit 11-1, they stalled out, and 00Nation took advantage to get 3 rounds in a row, despite an incredible effort from Sprout to get back into that 15th round. They just fell short right at the very end. Intense moments, though, as now Stair has already pushed up into lower tunnels. I don't think he's going to be expected to be here. Lato peeking around back and forth, trying to clear out Xbox, but this Stair positioning could lead to a first frag in favor of Scout, as 00Nation appear to be content to fake out a B hit. No, Stair has no element of surprise. Lato delivers a bullet right to his dome, then Cold finds Slacks.
Yeah, great replies out of him. But the B site thus far has been held. There was a smoke to delay there. However, the audible's been called. A rotation back towards the catwalk, and Lonks now in the sneaky position. He's tucked close. Flashes, not connecting. 1 kill. He needed so much more. And it's not to be. Dumau in a bit of a cheeky angle himself. Eventually will find his frag, but Spitty's alone. A 1 versus 3. Kit not on his back, and I don't believe there's one recoverable. No utility either. The odds stacked against him. 00Nation already in a strong setup here, and Lato first one up. Great shot from him to close the pistol for lauNX.
Yeah, 00Nation picking up where they left off in that first half of action. 4th round victory in a row, and you kind of feel the potential momentum swing happening here. Reminder that 00Nation is the last hope for Brazil here, as all of the other teams that were competing here. Furia is gone, MIBR by the wayside, and Hummer also eliminated yesterday. So let's see if they can get back into this match and give Sprout a good fight here.
Either that or Sprout will continue their story as the Brazilian Slayers. They've already knocked the tournament favorite in Furia out of contention, and they want to do the same here against lauNX. Still, we're long from any finalized scoreline, as coldzera with the AK does take down Stair. A little less successful for Taco, but coldzera to trade. 3 picked up for him in towards mid. Slacks and Spitty with the scouts alone. I don't think they're going to be able to get too much more done in this round, as that bomb... Actually, wait a minute. The bomb is coming back towards A. I thought they finished B. It would have been an assured thing if they did. But now the bomb is on the floor. It's a 2 versus 3. This is a winnable situation for Sprout, and there's a free one here presented for Slacks. He needs to finish the job, though. The wide swing will do. Now guns on the floor. How has this fallen apart?
I mean, Lato was so razor focused on trying to retrieve the bomb, he completely forgot that car was not cleared by his team, so he gets caught out. He's lucky to even survive the first headshot because it goes through the wall, right? But afterwards, the finishing blow is dealt. Dumau does give his team hope again, and the bomb has been recovered here, so it will be planted onto the B site as Slacks decides, well, that's enough of that. I'm going to grab potentially the Galil, or maybe just try and save the scout.
He's going to keep the scout on his back for now and save this one through. Still, I mean, I saw the bomb headed towards B. Thought, this round is over. It's 2 scouts. They'll just look to save them in towards the next. But maybe a bit of the wrong call from lauNX. The bomb is alone. No one there to support it. 2 players peeking in towards space that they thought was clear, or presumed was clear, that in fact had never been cleared out by the side of lauNX.
Yeah, it makes the round a lot more expensive for them, but at the very least, they will win this one, and Catastrophe doesn't strike completely. 6th round picked up, and they're slowly but surely chipping away at this lead, as it's now down to only 5. See the replay there. Yeah, Cold takes care of business onto Stair, and then lonX, they didn't realize he was there as they were trying to go through mid, but he is the one that gets flicked upon afterwards once his position is revealed. Over on Sprout, the reason that that scout was even saved because that was a force buy for them. So now they're just going to go on the eco with the scout in Slax's hands to perhaps tag some people down, but Try still has hit on his end, and he finds another headshot towards those mid doors. Wow.
That's taken all, but Spitty has the Zeus. What's he going to do with the Zeus?
Yeah.
Close corner? Does he get a kill here, over or under? Yes or no? Right now. Does he get it? Okay, update. No. You don't get your chance to answer.
I thought that was a rhetorical question. All right, anyway, he's going to go down, and, well, Dumao finds the killing blow. So that round was very quick. Yeah, the Zeus is always a high-risk, high-reward weapon, and in that situation, he probably should have had it. He had a lot of time to line that up, but ended up just whiffing on it.
Where's the aim trainer routine for Zeus shots? They've got to be working on that one. Important kill slipping away. All good, though. It was just that eco round coming out of Sprout. They'll have the rifles on the board now. AWP up for Slax. We talked about how great that was in half number one, and now that form will look to continue. If lauNation can win out on this round, though, keep that momentum in their favor, very real chance to rally things back here on D2.
Raw's going to toss that smoke out. Good push from 00Nation, but they are ready on Sprout, and they're going to get a couple. The bomb is dropped at their feet, and worst case scenario for 00Nation because they were backing off. Now they have to try and retrieve the bomb, find frags. This is a very tough ask, especially considering the positioning of that dropped bomb. A lot of time left on the clock, but oftentimes when you try to go for that quick B pop on Dust2, it can be quickly punished.
Sprout just holding all four players on a crossfire on this bomb. Gonna be very tough to break for lauNation. Not really any utility to work with. One molly already expended. Lato has one. KSB made just save here. I think that will be their answer. Chill out. Keep these weapons in towards the next. It's an unfortunate round, but very much punished by Sprout on that B exact.
Yeah, it's not a bad save considering that you have four players that have a good amount of bank. Except for Try, but yeah, just keep the AKs. You don't have to buy them up again in the next round. If you can, Spitty, excuse me, doesn't expect Lato to be up close there, and he will get clocked. And that's an upgrade for Lato to an A1S, so he's not too disappointed about that. But at the end of the day, this will be Sprout's round, and they'll be up 12-7. 5-round lead restored.
It is. Nice work out of Sprout. Putting their first round on the board. We didn't even get to see that AWP find use. Instead, just the B defenders doing well to lock things on down. lauNation, like you mentioned, should have a buy-in towards the next round. I'm interested to see what things look like here. The T side for Sprout and for many teams very much kind of identified by those heavy long plays early in the round, mid-rounding off of that space, that information, if you're able to garner it. lauNation obviously did start here with just that execute towards B. I'd expect them to slow things down here.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised to see them go back to that after the result of that round. I mean, for it to be over in just 20 seconds and calling for the save is obviously not what was drawn up. And again, a very early call for saving on T side. I wonder if this is, for whatever reason, becoming a new meta, because honestly, have only seen it today, once before in the previous series and now here. So 00Nation really didn't even want to try gaining more space. Obviously, utility was limited, but yeah. Nade gonna fly through there in towards top mid. And then Dumao is going to line up the flashbang to be thrown into the B site.
Yeah, it'll always put your money into a bit of a weird spot if you end up staying on that T side, but in situations like that where with the utility it was pretty much unwinnable, makes sense. And well, for Try, he started things strong in this one. Slax gave him a fight in towards mid, he capitalized.
Yeah, that one made a little more sense, right? Because, of course, the bomb is down on the B site, but still, I would have liked to see them try to at least fight back into it a little bit. Either way, 00Nation are going to deal the first blow against Slax. Morales has got the jump on Dumao. He worked his way around that smoke, realized there was a gap to exploit, and that evens out the numbers at 4v4 and also takes away all the space that 00Nation had gained in towards that B site. They're going to try to abuse perhaps into mid, knowing that Slax was taken down, and that AWP, at least in his hands, is no longer a factor, but lonX now has it and could do some damage.
Will be three members over towards the catwalk here for 00Nation. Smokes queued up, and coldzera left in mid on a bit of a lurk here. If he can punish rotations, there will be both Rawls and lonX passing him by. We'll keep our tabs on where he's going in towards this late round. It actually seems to be a pivot. lauNation calling the audible. They want to send this in towards B instead of that exec They were initially planning up towards the catwalk, and lonX's right position takes a shot in towards main, and now that alleviates a lot of this pressure. It's all coming from one side, and Rawls in the right place to fight it. In the flames, burning his try, and the op connects again. A dismantlement from two angles as the smoke fades towards spawn, and Spitty collects.
Yeah, this B-site hit is just not working for 00Nation. They continue to try to get there. They sent Dumao, but the smoke around him left a gap to be exploited, excuse me. And then that frag was found. So Sprout, after losing 6 rounds in a row, have 2 in a row of their own, and they force 00Nation onto a save. There will be a little bit of an investment here, but not much. 2 deagles, and that is it, aside from the body armor purchased by Dumao. Dumao is the one at the tip of the spear here, looking around towards mid, and he wants to maybe find a deagle headshot, but Cold has to eat a nade just to hold this position. In the lower tunnels, takes a shot, hits Spitty, but not the headshot found, and then another nade flies in, but not to any sort of effect.
Rawls on the hold towards mid here. Just trying to keep the deagles nice and contained. They'll spot out on towards one player. But lauNX still just trying to hunt for a head here on the Deegs. Presence being taken over towards catwalk. Pretty solid call. Only one player directly holding on the side, the other deep in towards long. So lonX could get overwhelmed if you drop back towards spawn, but of course, rotations will come underneath. So CT spawn now reinforced by multiple, and Stair right at angle. Great shot on to try. That's the bomb on the floor. He'll look to get a bit more done in this. Denial of the plant would be big, and the utility paired with the spam from Spitty is able to do so. That's one of the big win conditions in this round for Sprout, and it looks like denial of the plant has been accomplished. Lato, the final man to fall.
Yeah, I mean, look, 00Nation still have enough money to buy up pretty well here, but denying the plant is an extra $800 taken out of their bank accounts, which is well done. It was very close to being planted, but a good Molotov thrown and then a few taps from the AK took care of business, and Sprout were able to take a 14th, doubling up on the scoreline for 00Nation, and now only 2 rounds needed for them to take map 1 and send us on over to Overpass.
Ooh, aggressive play here from Sprout. 2 players fast in towards the lower tons. It's the right call. T's all lining up here. Damage done on towards the first Cold. Back on the trade, Spitty looking to get a little bit more done, but nothing in his favor. So, a 1-for-2 trade in the end. Damage, sure, it's good, but doesn't necessarily convert in towards around here. Try has a nice angle below the smoke, spots one CT on the cross, but not holding for the cross back.
Yeah, a little over-aggressive from Sprout there into the B tunnels, I think, and they were trying to get into the faces of 00Nation, and we're punished for it. That said, yes, it's a man advantage, but look at the health for Dumao and Taco. Only 50 HP combined amongst them, and Taco is 1 bullet away from death. They appear to be rotating around towards the A site, and A long in particular, but this might not be the right call because you have 2 Sprout members getting ready to set up a crossfire. lonX with the big green, and then Stair with the AK close by. And here they come on in. The Molotov's going to get thrown. Yeah, that will actually force them away, and that burns more time off the clock.
And the thing is, if they want to re-hit in towards long here, there's a second Molly stationed as well. Stair has an incendiary. He has a smoke as well. That'll go out first. Plenty of util to delay here. You have quite a few seconds left on this smoke. You have a Molly as well. You have to start putting into question what the final call will be here for lauNX, because they are running out of time. Catwalk, the destination, but look at lonX's spot. That AWP could end this round. If that bomb gets dropped anytime soon, could be dangerous. 20 seconds left now.
Gotta go.
Will come forth now. lonX holding on the line. The smoke is deep. It's not covering this angle. lonX for the first needs a little bit more. That's Dumao downwards. The bomb carrier trying to make the cross deep in towards sight. But lonX overwhelmed, dies for it. And now it's just Stair towards long. Disastrous for Sprout. They had an opportunity to end the round, but it slips away for them. Now 2v3 on the retake. Sure, Taco's wounded, but he has the AWP.
Yeah, that was a good smoke thrown there by 00Nation that they slipped on through and managed to get the bomb across. Slacks, or excuse me, I think it was lonX had the opportunity to get that off shot, but it's not over yet. They still have Stair, and well, no longer. Slacks, the last one standing, and he will fall to Lato as well, who gets the 2K to cap off the round, and 00Nation are right back on the board with an 8th round victory. That one was very, very tight, though. They had only 15 seconds when they actually called for the execute, and they finally made their way to the site with 5 seconds left to get the plant.
And that round really should have been Sprouts there. I think some big mistakes made by00Nation. They run out of time. They don't account for how much utility could still be held over there towards long, but all good. They went out on the round and continue to lessen this gap. 6 away.
This timeout doesn't surprise me from 00Nation because that round wasn't exactly cleanly won. There were a few mistakes that they made in it, and they were lucky to walk out of that with the round victory. But still, they get that round, and now they will be able to get a proper buy-up once more. Looking over on the Sprouts side, though, they built up enough economy to continue running this double op setup and the 3 A1Ss around it.
Yeah, your 6-time champions of ESL Meisterschaft trying to close out here on an international stage. 14-8 their lead. The pause actually coming out of00Nation. I like it. They just had a round that very easily could have went the other direction. They realize that they want to fix those mistakes in towards these next few critical rounds.
Smoke going to bloom there and get rid of that Molotov in Longhouse. 00Nation going to try and push here and take the fight towards Sprout. Lato around the corner, wide swing in, and Spitty punishes. He does take a lot of damage, though, and 00Nation want to keep fighting. Slacks manages to get another one onto Cold, and now that makes it a 5v3. Taco's managed to make his way up Cat, and look at this. He gets Slacks, and also might find himself the second, and he does. That's Rawls, 3v3, down to 9 HP. Lost a chance to punish. The lineup was there, but he doesn't get the Colat. Instead, he goes down, but at least one frag comes through. Look at the health for 00Nation, 19 HP, and now actually only 10 because Taco's gone.
Try. Left alone, a 1 versus 2. He's damaged, but so too is Spitty and the AWP in his hands. If he could connect Hurst onto Stair, could be massive, but the flash is already in through the smoke. Sprout, look to go. First man down, a 1 versus 1. The AWP great in these situations, but Stair was ready on the angle. Op recovered, round taken. Map point to Sprout.
Oh, so close. Try with only the op and 10 HP. Hits the first one, but Sprout were ready. Pre-fire there as they went around that corner, and there you have it. Like you said, 15th round found, map point. And at least they will have overtime secured here, but 7 rounds required in a row for 00Nation just to keep hope alive on map number 1. And the map's not too bad considering the circumstances, right?
Yeah, not too shabby whatsoever. It's enough. And, well, Try, he may be taking the short end of the stick with the scout in hand. He's been excellent with it thus far. However, on the other side, the op holding, timing on that one. Good for Try as that opper will rotate deeper back towards B.00Nation for now, still just holding slow.
Taco. Going to get this Molotov lined up for the door. Tosses that on over. And then Spitty's going to reply with one of his own into lower. Now he's going to back off and see if anyone managed to sneak through mid, and he's going to toss some utility up for his teammate to utilize at a later date, or a later time in the round, more so. 101 now remaining, and 00Nation just trying to find that opening frag here. They have 3 players stacked up. Make that 4 stacked up near mid now. Probably going to see a smoke come through at some point. And that one is actually going to just be a flashbang. I'm surprised to see the utility not sail through for 00Nation yet, but Lato could catch off. Rawls trying to be a little too aggressive, and he does. There's the opener and some space gain. They could rotate around to long, but at this point, having 3 players at Cat already, that might be where the hit is going to come through. And indeed it is. 30 seconds left for them to go on in. 2 Sprout players waiting to greet them here as Spitty and his teammate are actually not going to get anything. They fall back to mid.
Yeah, another last rotation. This has been dangerous for 00Nation before. coldzera finds one, though. The op is still on the site. 14 seconds. They have to execute now. They have to kill this op, or they have to kill longs, and nothing's doing still. In 9 seconds, this plan has to be committed. 7 more. Slack still alive. Lato, the last man, and you're right. No time, no opportunity, and the kill will not be conceded. Sprout, 16-8. Take map number 1. Surprise 00Nation on Dust2.
I don't understand that rotation. I was convinced they just had to take the fight towards A, and instead they decide to pull it back to B with less than 20 seconds left. It's just, it's not going to work, and it didn't.
I mean, I feel like some of that maybe an experience on this map, at least as a team for this 00Nation squad showing through. It's very clear that Sprout came prepared to this match. It was a great pick for them. Incredibly dominant half, and while some of those key rounds did, slip away from them once it